Faithful was an odd choice of words, almost religious yet diplomatic. He keeled over, his head in my lap, and sobbed crocodile tears onto my legs. I let go of his hand. My ears deafened, my body grew hot, and I could feel the anger and upset and rage collect into my hands as I balled them into fists. I felt a flurry of words and questions queuing up to be blurted out. How could you? Who was he? Who were they? What did I ever do to you? I love you and this is what you do. Were they better than me? I cut the questions up with my teeth and swallowed them, chasing it with my anxiety. Instead of punching him, I unclenched my fists. Instead of letting out the hatred, I drew it inwards. His infidelity was my fault. I knew that to be true, and I resolved myself to prove it. I couldn't manage to collect my thoughts when he lifted his head from my lap and begged and pleaded for forgiveness. I couldn't bear to look at him, but I knew that I might find answers in his face. I looked at him, tears blurring my vision, and all I saw were the glassy brown eyes that I'd grown accustomed to staring into at night and pencil-thin lips that I'd love to kiss. He was a veritable Mary Magdalene at the feet of Jesus Christ, and I saw only the things I loved about him and reserved all of the hatred for myself. If I kept it in, if I held on to it, then I could keep him. That's what love is. You take the good over the bad, even if it means losing a part of yourself. Right? Days of conversations ensued, attempting to put together the pieces of an already fractured beyond repair relationship. I upped my therapy sessions from once a month to every other week and aimed to validate my hypothesis. My boyfriend's infidelity was my own doing. Session after session, my therapist corralled my thoughts and reassured me that it wasn't my fault. But how could it not be? I wasn't enough for him, so he sought out more. Plain and simple. In these sessions, I thought about the metaphorical wall and the layers of paint and the frames and how tacky it all looked in the light of day. It wasn't pretty, but it was mine and I loved it nonetheless. At the behest of my therapist, I sought out Esther Perel's TED Talk and tried to listen. She spoke of the natural occurrence that was infidelity in affairs, how an affair threatens the sense of self. My interest piqued and I found myself taking notes. By some mental proxy, Esther Perel was now counseling me through the experience of being cheated on. She more or less echoed my therapist's placations. Infidelity is intrinsic to society, and there is nothing that I did to prompt my boyfriend's indiscretion. Sometimes, there are things that even a good relationship could never provide, she said. She encouraged asking investigative questions and left me with the understanding that there are dual perspectives to an affair. On one side, there is hurt and betrayal, and on the other, there is growth and discovery. Naturally, I sent a link to my boyfriend, and we began to have these more guided discussions, attempting to ask investigative questions to build a new foundation upon which we could move from hurt and betrayal to growth and discovery together. After more days passed, I'd never felt myself stronger in our relationship. Encouraged, I began to ask more and more questions over the weeks. I wondered what he was trying to find without me. I wondered what else he wanted that I couldn't provide. As my questions increased, his responses shortened to the greatest hits of our discussions on infidelity. I don't know.